So yesterday class, just introduction discussed what is Java. Yes, let me review yesterday's class. Just introduction only given. Yes, Java introduction. So what is Java? Yes, Java is an object-oriented programming language. Yesterday's it was saved the notepad. So whatever I have explained here, yes, I have saved that notepad. Yesterday's note, this class here. Yesterday's class, the notepad saved, the document saved. 1 second. Yes. So yesterday class, just Java, just that list of features yesterday explained here. Just first 5 minutes, let us review. First 5 minutes, let us review all the topics here. So what is Java? Java is an object-oriented programming language. Java comes from Root's language. Its Root's language, JDK. It's like Java software JDK. JDK, Java software is JDK. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. Java Development Kit. JDK 1.0. First version of Java released in year 1995. 1995. Next, JDK 1.0 released with main features as below here. So first version of Java released in the year 1995. Here JDK 1.0 released with main features as below, like independent of platform, portability, OOP language, scalability, security. Here these features we should discuss today. Today topic is about these features. Today we should discuss about these features. Okay, fine. So next JDK 1.1, next version of Java, first version of Java 1.0. Next version of Java 1.1 released in the year 1996. Okay, in 1.1, yes, Java divided into 3 editions. There are 3 editions. JDK 1.1, second version of Java, divided into 3 editions. So first one, Java standard edition. Next one, enterprise edition. Next, mobile edition. Standard edition, enterprise edition, and mobile edition. Totally 3 editions. After that, JDK 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, next 1.5, yes, next, yes, like this 1.5 different editions here, different versions. So JDK 1.5, so JDK 1.5, yes, it's called the Tiger version. So JDK 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, yes, 1.5, yes, called the Tiger version. Major changes were done. Okay, yes, it was released in the year 2004. So here one more edition, 1.5, one more edition called FX, Java FX added. Finally, Java divided into 4 editions. Finally, Java divided into 4 editions. 4 editions. SE, next enterprise edition, next mobile edition, and FX. So these 4 editions here. These 4 editions. Okay. Java standard edition, Java enterprise edition, Java mobile edition, and Java FX. Totally 4 editions. Yes, out of this, our syllabus comes under SE. SE. SE is our syllabus. Java standard edition is our syllabus. Yes, let us see. What are the features of SE? About SE features we'll discuss. In SE here, yes, features. First core part of Java means just the compiler part. Yes, core part of Java means just is a compiler part. Compiler part like data types, operators, control statements, language syntax. It's a compiler part. Compiler part. Okay. Next, OOPs features. The OOPs implementation. So here SE in SE here SE core part of Java. Next, OOPs concept features. All these like classes, objects, method overloading, static, these constructors, constructor overloading, garbage collection, inheritance, method overriding, access modifiers, access specifiers, abstract classes and methods, interface, polymorphism, these things. Next, So strings, string buffer, these things here. Next data conversion using wrapper classes, exception handling, collections. Yes, like a data structures. Collections like a data structures. Next IST streams, file handling concept, networking, multi-threading. Okay, right? See here, this is Java 8 and 9 features. So Java, yes. See here, multi-threading. After that, up to the server syllabus. Up to ninth topic is our syllabus. Up to ninth topic is our syllabus. Next, apart from this, Java 8 and Java 9 features will be discussing. Java 8 and Java 9 features will be discussing. Final topic is Java 8, Java 9. Okay. So for all these 75 days, Monday to Saturday classes. Okay. Yes, time 5 to, yes, 5 to, yes, 6:30 p.m. Okay, 5 to, yes, 5 o'clock. 5 to 6:30. So 5 to 6:30 p.m. Right. So this is your syllabus. Up to ninth topic is your syllabus. Okay. Next here, yes, JDBC Java database connectivity. Next AWT updates. Up to 13th, these are Java SE features, standardization features. Yes, out of this, yes, we'll be discussing up to ninth topic. Multi-threading, Java 8, Java 9 features. This is our syllabus. Okay. Here JDBC comes in advanced Java, not our syllabus. Okay. Yes. Now let us start. Yes. So this was the topic we discussed yesterday. Yesterday nothing discussed this list of features expands. Yes, we'll start actual topic today. Yes. Independent of platform. Okay, portability, oops language, scalability. Let us say about all that features. Let us say about all that features, Java features. Yes, independent of platform and portability groups language. See this. To understand these features, there are some basics required. See, independent of platform, portability groups language. To understand these features here, you must get some basic knowledge. Some basics like about exe file. What is exe file? Next about interpreter. What is interpreter? About interpreter. Next about compiler. Yes, about compiler. Okay. Yes, exe file knowledge. Interpreter. Compile. Next operating system knowledge. Operating system. Yes, operating. Yes, operating system knowledge. Operating system. Yes, you must have this knowledge here. Exe file. So what is, yes, to understand these three features. See, directly I can explain these features here. Directly I can explain the Java features, but may not be understanding. May not be understanding here. So for that reason, just to, yes, you need some basics here. What is exe file? What is interpreter? What is compiler? So what is operating system? Yes, how they work. Next, apart from generation of languages. Generation of languages. The GL concept, generation of languages. Generation of languages. Generation of languages. Okay. Yes, generation of languages. Yes, if you know these concepts here, then easy to understand these features. So before going to these features, before going to this topic here, first let us say about all the basics here. Yes, all the basics. Okay. Yes. Now let us start from basics. Let us start from basics. One second. Class document. So this is your class document. Yes, your class document. Yes, you guys are not required to write in the running notes. Running notes is not necessary. Try to understand the classes. Yes, I'll share this document. This document for you only. Okay, running notes is not necessary. Running notes is not necessary. Just try to understand classes. Okay, try to understand classes. See some software introduction here. Introduction like system software, next application software. Yes, about OS, about OS. After OS, next like front end, back end. Next languages, packages. After this, yes, low level languages, high level languages. Next generation of languages. These are the basics. Next, difference between interpreter and compiler. So once this finished here, starting Java. So Java depending on what? Is it interpreter based or compiler based? Like this here. After finishing all these features of Java. Okay. Yes, to understand Java features, these are all the prerequisites. Prerequisites. If you know about this, all the software basics here. Yes, if you know about this, all the basics here, all the basics. If you know about all the basics here, all these basics, all these basics here, all these basics here, you can understand features of Java. So before going to Java features, let us start with all the basics here. Let us start with the basics. After finishing all the basics, yes, we'll go to actual Java concepts. Okay. Yes. See here, I'm starting from very basics. Yes, non-IT background guy also can understand my classes. Yes, anyone can understand my classes. Non-IT background guy also can understand. So anyone can understand, even fresher who complete engineering also can understand my classes. Fresher, anyone can understand my classes. So for that reason, I'm starting from very basics, very basics, very basics. See, first of all, computer web. First of all, computer web. Computer web. First of all, computer web. Computer web basically two categories. Yes, hardware. Second one, software. Hardware and software. So computer web basically two categories. Here there is hardware and software. So what is hardware? Hardware. These are physical components of a computer. Hardware, physical components. Yes, physical components of a computer. Hardware. So these are physical components of a computer, like keyboard, mouse, next hard disk, monitor. All these are hardware components. We can touch all the parts here. Physically, we can touch it. These are physical components. Hardware. These are physical components of a computer, like keyboard, mouse, monitor, next motherboard, RAM, hard disk, all the hardware components, right? These we can touch physically here. We can touch it. Okay. But this is not our part. We are not a hardware engineers. We are not a hardware engineers. Yes, our part is software. Now let us start software. So what is software? Software. So what is software? Let us see about software. Yes, software. In software, yes, everything is a program. Everything is a program. In software, everything is a program. In software, everything is a program. Yes, it is a, yes, it's a collection. Yes, it's a collection of programs. It's a collection of programs. It's a collection of programs. Okay. Yes, software. In software, everything is a program. In software, everything is a program. It's a collection of programs. It's a collection of programs. Collection of programs like C, yes, maybe C++, maybe Java, yes, maybe Python, like this different programs. Python, yes, maybe Hadoop, like this. All the programs here. It's a collection of programs. It's a collection of programs, right? Yes, here software, basically two categories. There are two categories in software here. There are two categories, basically two categories. Basically, yes, two categories. Basically two categories. Basically two categories. In software, basically two categories. First one here, yes, system software. Second one, application software. System software, next is application software. System software, next application software. In software, basically two categories. Software basically two categories. First one, system software. Next one, application software. Yes, what is system software? So what is system software? What is system software? See here, system software. Yes, this one interacts with hardware components. System software always interact with hardware components. System software interacts with hardware components. System software always interacts with hardware components. System software. This one interacts with hardware components. Just interacting with hardware components. Example. Yes, system software example. Yes, device drivers. drivers and operating systems, device drivers and operating systems, device drivers and operating systems. Okay, yes, device drivers and operating systems comes in this category here. Okay, yes, system software. This one interacts with hardware components. System software. This one interacts with hardware components. Example: device drivers and operating systems. Device drivers and operating systems. Device drivers and operating systems comes in this category. Okay, right? Yes, about system software. Yes, second one, application software. Application software. Yes, application software. What is application software? Application software. This is for the purpose of for the purpose for the purpose of application development. For the purpose of application development. For the purpose of application development. Okay, application software. Application software for the purpose of application development. Applications, apps like Facebook is an application. Yes, next WhatsApp. Yes, WhatsApp is an application. Yes, WhatsApp is an application. Okay, WhatsApp. Yes, next. Yes, Flipkart, online shopping. Its application. Its application. Suppose Gmail. Its application. Yes, Twitter is an application. Twitter. Twitter is an application here. All the applications here. Okay, suppose company websites, applications. All the applications here. Their applications. Yes, in our day-to-day life here. In our day-to-day life, we are using many applications. Day-to-day life, we are using many applications. Yes, to develop all these applications here, to develop all these applications, we need some application softwares. We need some application softwares. So applications for the purpose of application development. Application development. For application development. Right, okay? Yes. Example. Application software. Example. C is application software, C++ application software, Java is application software. Okay, these are all the application softwares. Adobe is application software, Python is application software. Like these different application softwares. Okay, see except operating system. Yes, except OS. OS means like operating system is like Windows. Windows is OS. Linux is OS. Unix is OS. Except operating systems. Except operating systems, all are application softwares. Yes, all are application softwares. All are application softwares. All are application softwares. All are application softwares. Here, except OS, all are application softwares. Java comes under application software. Java is a application software. So this is our topic here. 1 second. Yes. See documents. See here, you're not required to write in running notes. Yes, don't write any running notes, not necessary here. Yes, no need of any running notes. It's there in document clearly. So everything mentioned document here. I have prepared very clearly. Try to follow document here. Very clearly prepared in documents. Try to follow document here. Okay, not required to write any running notes. Don't write running notes, is not necessary. See, introduction to software. Software, it's a collection of programs such as C, C++, Java, SQL and other programs. Software basically two categories. Software basically two categories. First one system software, next one is application software. System software, next application software. System software, next application software. See system software. System software, it interacts with the hardware components. Same points exactly prepared here. Okay, same points prepared here. Example, device drivers and operating systems. Device drivers and operating systems comes in this category here. Next, application software. See this application software. This is for the purpose of application development. For the purpose of application development. Example, C, C++, Java, .NET, ERP, all the packages, all of this is comes from application software. See, except OS, except operating systems, except operating systems, all are application software. Yes, except OS, all are application softwares. Okay, fine. Correct? Yes, in this here, Java comes under application software. So before going to application software here, let us see something about this thing here. Yes, device drivers. Device drivers, these are to run the devices like printer, scanner, maybe TV, something like this. Device drivers. Okay. Yes, next OS. Yes, what is OS? Yes, this is important topic. Yes, you must have OS knowledge how it's working. OS is working here. If you know that, it's easy to understand Java features. Okay. Yes, Java. Java is independent of platform. Platform is OS. Platform means ways. In Java, features like independent of platform. Java is independent of platform. Java is a independent of platform. First one. Platform means ways. Platform means ways. Independent of platform means independent of operating system. Yes, let us see about ways here. How ways is working. How ways is working after finishing that. We'll be back to this one here. We'll be back to this. Okay. Yes, let us see about ways. Yes, here. Yes, operating system. Yes, one second. Operating system, 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 right? Operating system. What is base? Before going to this, some question for you guys. Question, some question. Question is, can we run any program? Can we run any program without OS? The question. Can we run any program without OS? So this is question for you guys. Can we run any program without OS? Can we run any program without OS? Yes, your answer is say yes or no. Can we run? Can we run any program without OS? Can we run any program without?
No.
Yeah, fine. Of course, I'm here to explain everything. Just I'm asking your idea. Just I'm asking your idea. Of course, I'll explain. Yes, for this answer is no, no, no. Okay. So without OS, we can't run any programs. Can we run any program without OS? Answer is no. Answer is no. Answer is no. Okay, fine. Now here, what is base? So next question is here. What is, yes, what is operating system? So what is operating system? What is operating system? Question is, what is operating system? So what is operating system? What is operating system? Yes. How to answer this? So what is base? How to answer this? Let us see. Suppose your laptop. Suppose your laptop means hardware. Hardware. Your laptop. Hardware. Yes, in laptop. Yes, after purchasing laptop, what is next step? You have to install OS. Purchasing laptop. After purchasing laptop, next you should install OS, right? After purchasing laptop, next OS. On top of hardware OS. Operating system should be installed. Yes. Hardware. On top of hardware, yes, operating system required. Once OS is installed, system is ready. See my system. Yeah, this is my system with OS, right? Yes, my laptop. This is my laptop OS. Here is the OS. Okay. Now this OS is responsible to run every request here. Refreshing OS. So this OS is responsible to run all the requests here. Okay, to process all the requests. Okay, fine. Now here. So here hardware on top of hardware is OS. Now system is ready. Suppose learning C language. Suppose if you learning C language, you have to install C software. Learning C++, you have to install C++. Learning Java, you have to install Java. Okay. Suppose working with Hadoop, then Hadoop you have to install. Suppose using database, your database. The database you have to install. Database you have to install. Suppose Python, using some Python software, you have to install it here. Okay, all these things you have to install it. Okay, these are called as what? Application softwares. Yes, all these are application softwares. All their application softwares. All the application softwares. Yes, all these are application softwares. Application softwares. Yes, C, C++, Java, Hadoop, database, Python. All these are application softwares. Okay, all these are running top of OS, right? On top of OS, all are running here. On top of OS, here OS. On top of OS, all the application softwares running. On top of OS, all the application softwares running, right? Okay, so that means here OS is acting like a platform. On top of it, on top of OS, all are running. On top of OS only, all are running. So OS acting like a platform. On top of it, all are running. Okay, it's like a platform. So what is OS? Now question is here. What is OS? So what is OS? What is OS? Simply first one, it's a platform. So what is OS means? It's a platform where we can run all the application softwares. Okay. Yes, it is a platform. It's a platform. It's a platform. It's a platform. Yes, where it's a platform. Yes, 1 second. It's a platform. Yes, what is OS means? Simple answer. What is OS means? Simple answer. It is a platform. Yes, it is a platform. Like a platform. It is like a platform. Yes, where yes, where we can run all applications of all applications of this. All applications of this. It's a platform. Okay. So what is OS means? It's a platform. Simple answer, it's a platform where we can run all the applications of this. So OS is giving platform. On top of OS only, all the programs here running. All the programs running, right? Yes, even for MS Office also OS required. Yes, even for MS Office. MS Office. For MS Office also, OS required. Okay. For everything compulsory OS required. Without OS, we can't run anything here. So even MS Office. For MS Office also OS required. For MS Office also OS required. OS required compulsory. Okay, right? So what is OS? Yes, OS is a platform where we can run all the application software. So where we can run all the application software. Where we can run all the application software, right? Okay, fine. See here, not only platform here. Suppose, for example, C program or C++, Java or Python, Hadoop, suppose these application softwares generating some output. So these are generating some output here. These generating outputs. So output of all the programs. Output of all the programs simply goes to OS. Okay, output of all the programs delivered to OS. Output of all the programs simply delivered to OS. Okay. Yes, 1 second. Yes. So output of all the programs. Output of all the programs first of all delivered to OS. Delivered to OS. Output of all the programs just delivered to OS here and then transfer to output device. Then transfer to output device. Okay. Suppose reading from the keyboard data from the keyboard. So keyboard data simply goes to OS. OS to our programs, maybe Java program or C program or C program, something else. So between application software and hardware, there is a OS. Okay. So between application software and hardware, there is a OS. So it's like a mediator. So mediator, so exactly you can see it's an interface. So OS is an interface. It's an interface between application software and hardware components. So next point, yes, it is an interface. It is an interface. Yes, it is an interface between. Yes, it's an interface between application software, and the hardware components. See here is an interface between application software. So this layer, and a hardware layer. Okay, it's an interface. It's an interface between application software and hardware components. Hardware components. Hardware components. Just its interface. Acting like not only platform here, just like interface. Okay. See here, application software. See, application software directly cannot communicate with the hardware components. Application software never communicates with hardware. So there is no direct communication. There is no direct communication. Okay. So application software, yes, application software through the ways it communicates. Application software through the ways it can communicate with hardware components. So between application software and ways, there is a hardware. Sorry, between application software and hardware, there is a ways. Means it's an interface. So ways is an interface between application software and hardware components. That's it here. 1 second. Let me take some water. Yes. So it is an interface. What is ways? Yes, it is an interface. It is an interface between application software and hardware components. Okay, fine. Next, one more important point here. Yes, how this ways is working. Okay, so internally, how this ways is working here. Yes, ways contains some library. This library here, library like input output library. Yes, input output library. Yes, input output library. Okay, see, every ways has its own library to communicate between application software hardware components. Yes, using library. OS internally using library. OS internally using library to communicate between application software and hardware components. What is library? Library, it's a collection of functions. Library contains all the functions. Nothing but C language library. Just is C language library. See every ways, like Unix base, Linux base, Windows base, like this, almost all the operating systems were developed in C language only. Almost all operating systems were developed in C language. Means they are C library, here is C library. So that kind of all library here. What is C library? C library contains all the functions. For example, std IO data header file, standard input output header file. Okay, next string data header file. There are some all the header files, right? C language header file contains all the functions. C language header file contains all the functions. So library contains all the functions, some input output functions. Library is a collection of functions. Okay. So here operating system just using library, that input output functions. Operating system using input output functions is to communicate between application software and hardware components. Okay. So every ways yes, operating system has its own, yes, its own, every operating system has its own library. Every operating system has its own library. Yes, to communicate. Yes, to communicate between application software hardware components. Okay, every operating system has its own library to communicate between application software and hardware components. To communicate between application software and hardware components. Okay, fine. Next, one more important point here. Yes, programs like C program or C++ Java. Okay, so these programs, first of all, links with OS library. These programs first of all links with OS library. After linking with OS library and communicates with hardware components. Yes, it has to link compulsory. Yes, maybe C program, maybe C++, maybe Java, maybe Python. All the programs has to link with all the programs. Every program has to link with OS library. After linking with OS library, then communicates with hardware components. Suppose if it is C programming, it is statically linking. Java program and Python dynamically linking. So what is static linking? What is dynamic linking? We'll discuss next week. Yes, in features we'll discuss independent of platform. That time I'll explain about this. static link and dynamic link. Okay. Yes, C program. C program link C program links with OS library, then communicates with hardware components. Even Java program also links with OS library, then communicates with the hardware. Python also linking with OS library, communicates with the hardware. Yes, how that linking takes place. Okay, how that linking? Yes, we'll discuss. Next we'll discuss. Next point. Next coming. Okay. So every program. So every program has to. Yes, see here every program. So every program, all the programs. 1 second. 1 second. Yes, 1 second. See all of the programs. Every program. Yes, every program. It has to link with OS library to communicate with hardware. So what happened before going to start executing? Before going to start running your program here, before going to run program here, so first of all links with OS library. After linking with OS library, then yes, execution starts. Yes, it has to link. This point is very important. Try to remember this one here. A Java independent platform. To understand independent platform, try to remember that point here. Okay. So here, yes, every program, yes, every program, yes, every program has to link with OS library. OS library. Every program, every program has to link with OS library. Every program has to link with OS library to communicate, to communicate, to communicate, to communicate with the hardware components, to communicate with all the hardware components. Okay. So every program has to link with it. Every program has to link with OS library to communicate with hardware components. Okay. So these programs, first of all, linking with OS library, then communicates with hardware components. Suppose Java program. Suppose Java program, if it is running on Windows OS, it has to link with Windows library, then communicates with hardware. Suppose same Java program running on Linux OS, it has to link with Linux OS library. Suppose Java program communicate with the yes, sir. Sorry. Suppose Java program is working on Unix OS, it has to link with that Unix library. Yes, if it is running on Windows OS, Java program has to link with Windows library. If it is a Linux OS, it has to link with Linux library here. Suppose if it is Unix OS, it has to link with Unix library. Who will do that? JVM. JVM links your Java program to your OS library. So JVM links Java program Java program to OS library. So once linked, then communication starts. That link we'll discuss next. That link we'll see next. Just wait. That link we'll see next. Okay. Yes. So what is OS? So what is OS? So what is OS here? So OS is a platform. It's a platform where we can run all application softwares. It's a platform. OS is a platform where we can run all application software. Correct? Next, it's an interface. It is an interface between application software and hardware components. Next, every OS has its own library. Okay, fine. So every program has to link with OS library. Every program has to link with OS library to communicate with hardware components. So this is about just introduction about OS. Okay, here this is somewhat useful topic to understand Java features. So this is about OS. Okay, fine. Let us go to document here. Java documents. So this is Java documents. Okay, system software, application software. These points were discussed already here. Next, device drivers, operating systems, device driver. These are to run the devices. Okay, yes, OS. What is OS? See, hardware. On top of hardware, this is OS. On top of OS, application software. Okay, yes, what is OS? It's a platform. It's a platform where we can run all the application software. Just it's a platform. Just it's a platform. Next, it's an interface. It is an interface. It is an interface between hardware and application software. Okay. Yes. Next, every operating system, every OS has its own library to communicate between application software and hardware components. Next, every program links with OS library. Every program links with OS library before going to start execution. Yeah, these were discussed. Same thing is in documents. Fine. Java comes under applications. Java is the application software. So our topic is application software. Okay. See here software. We are software engineers. In software, this is system software, application software. Okay. Yes, ours is not a system software. Java comes under application software. Java is application software. Java is a application software. Application software for the purpose of application development. Except OS, except operating systems, all are application softwares. Yes, now let us move to application software. Yes, about application software. See application software. Okay. Application software in this, there is a front end and a back end. In application software, there is a front end and back end. In application software, basically two categories, front end, back end here. Java comes on the front end. Java comes on the front end here. Okay, so front end and back end software. In application software, basically two categories, front end and back end. So what is front end? What is back end? Let us see front end, back end here. So what is front end and back end here? Suppose for example here, yes, for example here, for example, yes, for example here, this is yes some form. Here's some form, right? Yes, here filling all the information, right? Your first name, okay, next last name, okay, next email address, phone number, filling all the details. After filling all these details here, join, right? Submit, register, register. So once you register, the data storing somewhere. Okay, yeah, this is called as user interface. Yes, it's the interface given to you. It's a user interface. So filling all these submits. Okay, so it's a UI, user interface. This is called the front end. This is called the front end here. So front ends, this one interacting with the end users. See, we are the end users. We are using this go to training application, right? We are using go to training application. So we are the end users. We are the end users. Okay, suppose Facebook application. We are the end users. For Facebook, we are the end users. We are using Facebook application. Okay, Gmail, we are the end users. Okay, suppose Durga website, we are the end users. We are using that applications. We are the end users. End users, end users. Okay, so this is user interface. UI. It's a front end called as front end here. It's a front end. Front end interact with end users. Front end interacting with the end users, and collecting data from end user, collecting data from end user, storing some location. This data, whatever data collected, the data stored in some location. That location is called as backend. Backend. So backend is a location where storing and maintaining all the data. See, your information, collecting information from you and storing to one database. Okay. So once data stored here, yes, now Durgasoft can see, yes, who attended this class, who attended this class. So based on that information, they will start follow. They will analyze all this, right? That's it here. So this is called as front end, called as front end here. This data storing somewhere called as backend. Backend is to store the data. Front end is to collecting data. So in yes here, yes, 1 second. Let us go to document. Yes, 1 second. Yes, see front end, backend. So what is front end? Yes, see this. These are to interact with the end users. They are to interact. They are to interact with the end users. Okay, front ends. Yes, interacts with the end users and collects data from end user, then store into backend here. Okay, so these are to interact with the end users and collecting data from end user, then store into backends. Okay, yes, backend. Backend. These are used to store and maintain data. Yes, to store and maintain data. So backend, yes, to store and maintain data, to store and maintain data, to store and maintain data, right? Yes, backend examples, databases. In databases, storing all the data, right? In databases, storing all the data. Next, files. So where we are storing data, that is called backend here. So databases and files comes on the backend. It's a backend here. Okay, right? Yes, front end, like language and package, all this front end. Java comes on the front end here. Java is a front end. So let us move to front end here. Front end. In front end, there are some language and packages. Yes, in front end again basically two categories. Front end basically two categories: languages and packages. Language and package. Okay. So what is package here? Package is ready, made, and ready to use. Package is a ready, made, and ready to use. No programming, nothing here. So MS Office is a package here. MS Office is a package. See here, file menu. Yes, file menu. Yes, home menu, insert menu. Like layout with their different menus, right? Yes, all the predefined options. Ready-made and ready to use. No programming. Programming is not required. In packages, programming is not required. Ready to use. Language. Yes, we should write the codes here. We should write the codes. In languages, we should write the codes. Java comes in the languages. So our part is language. So let us move to languages. So let us move to languages. Yes, once again. How I'm introducing it to Java. Try to observe it here. That introduction to Java. So how the way I'm introducing it to Java. See, started from the beginning. Computer ware. Computer ware basically two categories, hardware and software. We have software engineers. So started with software. Started with software. In software, basically two categories. Two categories. System software, next application software. Java comes under application software. Java is an application software. So that's the reason move to application software. Moving to application software. Moving to application software. Okay, move to application software. In application software, there is a front end and back end here. In application software, there is a front end, back end. Front end and back end here. Java comes under front end. Front end. Then moving to front end. Moving to front end. In front end, languages and packages. Language and package here. Okay. Java comes under languages. That's the reason moving to language. Yes, let us start languages. Yes, support languages. See. Yes, language. Yes, what is language? Yeah, this is well known for you. See, yes, language. We are speaking many languages, right? Like Hindi, English, Telugu, maybe Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, Gujarati, something like this. Different language speaking. So why you speaking all the language? What's the purpose of speaking all the language here? You express your ideas, right? Expressing your ideas. Just a communication purpose. Communication purpose. So it's a media of communication. Language is a media of communication. Yes. Language is a media of communication between two living things. Language just it's a media of communication between two living things. Maybe two persons, two animals, or two trees. Every living thing has its own language. Okay. Yes, let us come to software. Yes, let us come to software. In software, we are understanding some language. System understanding different language. Okay. See, generally system understandable language in the form binary code, zeros, ones format. Binary code, this is called as binary code. It's a binary code, zeros, ones format. It's a system understandable language. Okay, system understandable language, a computer understandable. So computer understanding this language. It's a computer understandable language. Right, okay. Yes, next. We are understanding some other language. So what is user understandable? What is our language? English language. For example here. Yes, let us take some Java program. Suppose Java program. Suppose some Java program. Some Java program. See Java program. See, this is like English language, right? Java program, English language. Very easy to understand. So this type of language, user understandable. So we are understanding, we are the users. Users of computer, right? So this is our language, user understandable. Alright. Suppose one more example, Python. Let us take some Python script. Suppose Python. Python. Yes. Python script. See, this sounds like English language. This language called as, yes, user understandable language called as high level language. System understandable called as low level language. System understandable called as low level language. Binary code is system understandable language. Okay. Yes, in languages, basically two categories. Basically two categories. First one, yes, low level languages. Low level languages. First one, low level languages. Second one, yes, high level. Second one, high level languages. Second one, high level languages. So first one, low level languages. Second one, high level languages. So what is low level language? So what is low level language? Let us see about low level language. So what is low level language? What is low level language? So what is low level language? Yes, low level language, it is a, yes, it is a system understandable language. System understandable. It's a system understandable language. System understandable language. Okay, low level language. It is a system understandable language. It is a system understandable language. Okay. Yes, it is. Yes, it is in the form of, see, it is, yes, it is in the form of, binary codes, binary codes, binary codes, binary codes. Binary code with zeros ones format. Zeros ones format is a binary code. It is in the form of, yes, yes, it is in the form of binary code called as low level language. It's a system understandable language. Yes, languages basically two categories: high level, low level language, and high level language. Low level languages, these are system understandable languages. Yes, it is in the form of binary codes. It is in the form of binary codes. It is in the form of binary code. Yes, it is called as machine language. Yes, it is called as machine language. It's a, yes, machine language. It's a machine language. It's called as machine language. It is called as machine language. Okay, it's called as machine language. Okay, next it is a, yes, it's a first generated language. Partial. Yes, it's a first generated language in the computers. Yes, it is a first GL, first generated, language, first generated language, first generated. So this is about low level language. It's a system understandable language in the form of binary codes, zeros one format. Next, high level language. So what is high level language? Yes, high level language. So what is high level language? Yes, it's a user understandable language. One second. Yes. So what is high level language? What is high level language? Yes, high level language. Yes, it is a, yes, user understandable language. User understandable. Users mean we are the users. Our language. User understandable language. Okay. Yes, high level language. High level language. High level language. Yes, it's a user understandable language. Okay. Yes, it is like a, it is like a English language. It's like English language. Yes, it's like a English language, like English language, like a English language. Yes, it is very easy to understand. It is very, yes, easy to understand. Yes, very easy to understand. Very easy to understand here. Yes, very easy to understand. Okay. See, for example, here, yes, Python. Yes, this is high level language, like English language. Next, Java program, like English language. C program, like English language. C++, like English language. All are like English language. These are very easy to understand. Very easy to understand. So these are called as high level languages. High level languages. Okay. So languages basically two categories here. Low level languages. Next, high level languages. Low level languages. These are system understandable languages. High level language, user understandable. Okay. Yes. One second. In this language, we have some generation of language. There are some generation of language. Generation. Yes, generation. Yes, generation of languages. Generation of languages. Generation of languages. So what is generation here? Generation of languages. Yes. How many generations? So how many generation of languages? There are four generations. There are four generations. First GL. Yes. Next second GL. Second GL. Next third GL. Next fourth GL. There are four generations. First GL, second GL, third GL, and fourth GL. So first GL, first is generated language. First GL, yes, first GL, yes, it's a machine language. First GL, yes, it's a machine language. Machine language. Yes, machine language. Yes, it's a binary code. Just it's a binary code. Binary code. Like the zeros ones format. Zeros ones binary codes. Okay, binary codes. Like zeros ones formats. Binary codes. This is first generated language in the computers. First generated. Okay. Next after that, second GL. Second GL. Yes, it's a assembly language. It's a assembly language. It's a assembly language. Assembly language. Okay, so assembly language. Yes, assembly language. Assembly language. See this machine language, assembly language. Computer internally using these two languages. Okay, machine language and assembly language using by the computer internally using these two languages. This is not required for us. Not required for us. These are not our languages. These two are system understandable low level languages. First and second generation. First and second generation comes in low level languages. First and second generation. These two are low level languages. These two are low level languages. Next, third GL. Third GL and fourth GL. These are high level languages. Third and fourth are high level languages. Yes, in third generation, there are some languages like procedure, procedure oriented languages, procedure oriented languages, procedure oriented languages, procedure oriented language. In third generation, procedure oriented languages, procedure oriented languages like like COBOL, like COBOL, like COBOL, COBOL. Yes, next Pascal, COBOL, Pascal. Yes, next basic. Yes, Fortran. These are very old language, outdated, almost outdated. Okay, procedure oriented language like COBOL. One second, COBOL still is using here. COBOL still using for mainframe applications. COBOL is a language using with mainframe applications. Still mainframe applications are there. Very old applications. Still it's there. To maintain mainframe applications using COBOL. Yes, in our office, COBOL team is there. In our office, COBOL team also there. COBOL team is there. Okay. Next, Pascal, Basic, Fortran, all these outdated. Outdated. Next, apart from this, Lisp, AutoCAD Lisp here. AutoCAD. Like civil engineering drawing, mechanical engineering drawing, you can use AutoCAD. Lisp here. Lisp. Yes, it's a third generation. Third generation. Yeah, procedure oriented, they are procedure oriented language. Yes, apart from Python, also procedure oriented language. Python. Next one more in database, this is a PL SQL programming. PL SQL. PL SQL. Okay, programming language for SQL. Programming language for SQL. It's a database language. Database language. Python, PL SQL. These are procedure oriented language. Okay. Yeah, these all are outdated. Now currently we are using only these two languages. In procedure oriented, we are using these two languages. What is procedure? I'll explain. Just wait. What is procedure? We'll discuss. Wait. Okay. Next, in fourth generation, there are different languages. First one, yes, functional oriented, functional oriented language, functional oriented language, functional oriented languages. Second one, yes, in fourth generation, functional oriented languages. Next, objects oriented, objects oriented programming languages, object oriented programming languages. Okay, next third one. Yes, next based object based languages, object based language. Next fourth one here, purely object oriented, programming languages. Okay, functional oriented languages, example C and Python comes in this category. Next, object oriented, yes, C++. Next, Python, yes. Next, Java, yes, C++, Python, Java, and Scala. They're object oriented. Next, object based languages, yes, JavaScript, purely object oriented, yes, Python and Scala. Python and Scala comes from this category. Yes, let us see. So, what is functional oriented language? One second. C is a functional oriented language. In C language, every task by the function. Without any function, there is no C program. Yes, C program should have at least one function, maybe main function or other functions. Yes, to compile the C program, at least one function required. C program contains all the functions. So what is exactly function? Function, procedure, almost similar. Function, procedure, almost similar. What is the exact difference? 1 second. Yes, what is procedure? What is function? Suppose some x, open bracket, close bracket, starting. There are some statements. Statements. Next statement. Next statement. Next statement. Next statement. Okay. Yes. See here, procedure and function. Procedure function looks like same. Both are set of statements. These are some set of statements to perform some task. The difference is here. So a procedure doing some task. When come to function here, what happens here? Function at the end they say return. Return some value, some 10 or 100 or 10 points, some return value. Returning value. Here this is called as function. This is called as procedure. Procedure and function. Procedure and function both are set of statements. Procedure and function both are set of statements to perform some task. Okay, both are just set of statements. Set of statements to perform some task. Okay, so function, procedure both are set of statements to perform some task. The difference is here. Procedure no written value, but function with written value. Okay, so function returns a value, but procedure does not return a value. There's a difference. Okay, so here function returning a value, return of something, returning some value here, but procedure never returns value, never return value. So difference between this. Okay, right? Yes. See, in Python we can write procedures concepts as well as functions also. In Python we can write procedures and functions also. Okay, C language is a functional oriented language. Reason, in C language everything is function. Without function there is no C program. Okay, 1 second. Yes, without function there is no C program. C program is a collection of functions. In C language every task by the function. In C language every task by the function. That's the reason called as functional oriented language. Okay, every task by the function called as functional oriented language. Okay, fine. Next, object oriented programming language. So what is object oriented programming language? Yes, this is actually OOPS. Yes, it's a OOPS concept here. OOP, object oriented programming. Object oriented programming. So what is OOP exactly here? OOP is a concept. OOP is a concept. It is not a language. Okay. So OOP is a concept. It is not a language. It is not a language here. Why this concept was developed? What's the reason? See, before OOP, we have the C language. Before OOP, this is C language. C is a first high level language. C is a first generated high level language. C is the first high level language. Later, all the languages. Java is a high level language, right? See here, low level language, high level language, low level language, system understandable, but Java user understandable. So high level language, C, C++, Java, all these are high level languages. C is a first high level language. Yes, in C language, everything is global. In C language, data is global. Yes, C language data is global. If it is global, anyone can modify. If it is global, anyone can modify. So there is a chance of corrupting data in C language. There is no security for data. In C language, there is no security for data here. To achieve data security, OOPS concept was introduced. To achieve data security, OOPS concept was introduced. Okay, like some encapsulation, data abstraction. Initially, OOPS concept was introduced with two features: encapsulation and data abstraction. Later added many features. Many features. Yeah, that OOPS features we'll see next. OOPS features we'll see next. So any language which is supporting OOPS concept, any language which is supporting this OOPS concept, that language is object oriented. Why OOPS concept implementation? Data security. To achieve data security, OOPS concept has to implement. To achieve OOPS concept is for data security. OOPS concept is for data security. So any language which is supporting OOPS concept features, OOP concept features, that language called as object oriented programming language. So here first OOPS language C++. First OOPS language C++. Next OOPS language Python. Python before Java already developed here. Okay, C++ and Python, very old one. Okay, after C language, next C++. Next Python. After Python, Java. Okay, after Java, next one more is there, .NET. .NET C Sharp. It's a OOPS language. Next, Scala. Scala is the recent language. Scala, recent language using for big data applications. Scala using with big data applications. Okay. Yes. Next, object-based language. JavaScript. JavaScript is object-based language. See here, object-based language, object-oriented programming language. Both are similar, except some differences. Both are similar here. Yes, in both cases, data security concept is available. Data security concept both are available. Only the difference is object-based language does not support inheritance. Means code reusability. Yes. Object-oriented programming language, object-based language, features are similar. Both in both we can achieve data security. Only difference is yes, except inheritance. Object-based language does not support inheritance. In both cases, we can write the classes and objects, but inheritance cannot be here. There's a main difference. JavaScript. So what is JavaScript? See, JavaScript is not a Java. JavaScript is not a Java. JavaScript is different. Java is different. Okay, JavaScript. JavaScript is a browser understandable language. JavaScript is a browser understandable language using for client-side validations. See, behind of this form, JavaScript working. JavaScript reading all the data. Once you click on this, JavaScript will post your data to server side. At server side, Java application. See this front end form. Behind of front end form, this is JavaScript. Behind of this front end form, behind of this form, this is JavaScript. JavaScript reading all the data and posting to server side. Server side, this is Java program. Server side Java program taking your data and storing database. So here JavaScript is a browser understandable language. Java is a JVM understandable language. Okay. JavaScript is not a Java. So JavaScript is not a Java. JavaScript is different. Java is different here. JavaScript is a client side. Yes, using for client side validation. So JavaScript using with HTML forms for client side validation. Java using at server sides to work with the database. That's it here. Okay, it's object-based language. Okay, object-oriented, object-based language. In both, we can achieve data security. The OOPS implementation we can, but the difference is here. Object-based language does not support inheritance. Inheritance means code reusability. Code reusability. JavaScript does not support it. Okay, next one, purely object-oriented programming language. What is purely object-oriented? Let us see. What is purely object-oriented? Let us see. Suppose if we declare some variable int a equal 10, maybe C language, C++ or Java, any language, int a equal 10, a is a variable. Yes, in variable storing 10, right? Okay. Suppose, for example, in place of variable, suppose objects. Suppose I am creating integer object, integer I1 equal to new integer. Just integer object creating by passing 10. Okay. What happens here? It's object. Exactly what is object? Exactly what is object? Object is like a box. Object is like a box. Inside the box, storing 10. Okay. See, int a equal to variables, it's a public. These are public. Variables are public here. Variables are public. Anyone can access. But if it is objects, object means, yes, object means it's like a box. Object, yes, what is exactly object? See, object oriented, object based, purely object oriented. What is exactly object? Object is like a box. Yes, within the box, inside the box, placing all the data. Inside the box, placing all the data. So here, yes, the a equal 10, this 10 stored directly in variables. It's not like a box. Okay, when come to object, these objects, this is storing inside the box. If data storing inside the box, this is security for data. Yes, if data inside the box, suppose any item inside the box, no one can see this, right? Okay. Suppose any item inside the box, no one can see that. It's a secure. It's a secure. So object is like a box. Object is like a box. Okay. See, in case of purely object-oriented programming language, everything inside the object only. No variable concepts. Okay. Purely object-oriented programming. Purely object-oriented programming. In this, everything is objects, no variables. No variable concepts. Purely object-oriented. Purely object-oriented. No variables concept. Everything is object. Means everything is like a box. Suppose int is a type of data. Maybe some real number. Maybe characters. Maybe strings. Every data storing inside the object means like box. Every data storing inside the box means data security. If data inside the box, there is a data security. That box is nothing but objects. Okay. So object is like a box. Object is like a box. If data inside the object, there is security for data. Yes, what's the purpose of object oriented? Why objects were introduced? To achieve data security. Object is to maintain data security. To achieve data security, object was introduced. Object is like a box. Object is like a box. Okay. If items inside the box, there is a security for items, right? Yes, like the data inside the object means security for data. So main purpose of object is to achieve data security. Okay. In purely object oriented programming, in purely object oriented, here everything is object only. No variables concept, no variables. See, Python. In Python, everything is object, no variables. No variables concept in Python. Everything is objects. Everything is objects. Okay. Similarly, Scala. In Scala also everything is objects. In Scala also everything is object here. In Scala also everything is objects here. Okay. Yes. No variables concept. In Scala also no variables concept. Everything is objects. Everything is object here. Okay. Yes. If everything is object, this is security for data. Okay. So in purely object oriented programming language here, we can achieve 100% data security. Okay. Yes, here OOPS language may be partially data security here, but in purely object oriented here, 100% data security, 100% data security. Okay. Python and Scala. Python and Scala comes under this. Okay. Yes, exactly what is Scala? Scala stands for scalable language. Scalable language. Scala is equal to here. Yes, see, if we know the Java and Python, which is Scala. Scala program looks like a Java program. Okay. Scala following some Java syntax, Java programming, but following Python. Scala following Java rules and Python rules. Scala following Java and Python. Java and Python both. Okay. Yes, if you know the Java and Python is equal to Scala here. If you know the Java and Python, just Scala. Okay. It's simple. Yes, if you know the Java and Python, Scala becomes very simple, very easy. Scala is very easy to understand. Without having Java and Python knowledge, also you can understand Scala here. Without having knowledge of Python and Java, also you can understand Scala here. Okay. So exactly where the Scala is in here. Scala is a data processing language. Scala, it's a data processing language. Okay. Using with Hadoop big data. Scala using with big data. Big data. Yes, Hadoop and Spark. It's a Spark, Hadoop and Spark frameworks using Scala. Just using Scala. Okay, fine. Okay. So Scala, Java plus Python is Scala here. That's it here. Okay. Yeah, these are different languages. Different languages. Okay. Yes. So first GL, next second GL, third GL, fourth GL. They're different languages. These are different languages here. Okay. Fine. Yes. So this is just introduction. Yes, all this introduction is there in document here. See the document here. In document here. So everything discussed about software, system software, application software. Next, what is OS? About OS expand here. OS expand here. Yes, next here. Yes, application software, front end, back end expands. Yes, in front end, language packages. Okay, next languages, low level language, high level languages. Yes, next generation of language. So all the introduction here. Okay, so this is prerequisite to understand Java features. To understand Java features. Okay, yeah, 1 second, guys. Just a minute, guys. Yes. Yes, 1 second. I'm creating WhatsApp group for our batch. Yeah, this is my WhatsApp number. 8179 This is my WhatsApp number. Please share your details like this, your name, next WhatsApp course you are attending, next WhatsApp time you are attending. Okay, next your Gmail ID requires. Gmail ID to share recordings. So everyday recordings I'll be sharing you. So these details, provide this information, I'll share. Yes, today it was recorded already here. It's recorded just now. I stopped here. Yes, recorded. Today class already it was recorded. Already it was recorded. Recorded. Okay, I'll share it. I'll share all the recordings here. So this is my WhatsApp number. Yes, I'm creating group for you guys. For every batch, I'm creating group. Yes, with the help of group, I'm communicating with you. Any doubts are there? Yes, any doubts are there? Yes, you can communicate in the group. You can share your doubts in the group. Yes, I'll respond. I'll respond. Okay. Yes, for Java. Okay. See, currently here. Yes, see, 8:30 a.m. batch is going on. Morning, I'm taking one batch. 8:30 a.m. Here, this is with 16 participants. Yes, 8:30 a.m. batch is going in here. See all this communication here. They're asking some doubts. Doubts. I'm responding here. Some programs asking doubts. See the doubts. We're asking doubts. Yes, I'm giving response. I'm responding. They doubts my response. Okay. Yes. Next 7 p.m. batch. Yeah, this is this also going on almost at the end. 7 p.m. batch. This also almost at the end. Yes, here also. Okay. Yes, 7 p.m. batch almost at the end. D drive Java. Yes, 7 p.m. batch. Yes, recordings. 57 sessions completed for them. I think maybe 5 more sessions to finish. I think maybe by the end of this week that batch will be finishing here. After our batch, 7 p.m. batch is there. So 57 sessions completed. Maybe there's still 5 more sessions to finish that batch. Okay. So you can almost around 60 sessions, 60 to 62 sessions to finish your batch totally here. Okay, this daily recordings are there. I'll be sharing with you. Okay, so WhatsApp group to communicate. Yes, everything easily communication purpose. WhatsApp group I'm maintaining. Okay, next daily recordings are sharing. So this is my WhatsApp number. My WhatsApp number. Please note it. Please note it. This is my WhatsApp number. I will add to group. This is my WhatsApp number. Yes, I will add to. Yes, your name. I will add to group. Name, your course, time, and Gmail. Okay. Yes. Right. Yes. Please note it. Yes, I'm deleting. Yes, deleted. Deleting. I'm deleting that number. Please note it. Please note it. This is my number. Please share your information. I'll add to group. 8179 189 123. This is my number. Okay. Fine. Yes. Still not noted. Please take it. It's my number. Okay. Yes, I will add to group. Yes. So this is about all the basics introduction here. Introduction. Yes. Next here high level language converting to low level language. Who will convert from high level language to low level language? For this, either interpreter or compiler. Either interpreter or compiler will convert from high level language to low level language. So next topic about interpreter versus compiler. Yes, just 15 to 20 minutes enough. After finishing this, next Java depending on what? Is it interpreter or compiler? After that, we'll go to Java features. Yes, once this topic finished, interpreter and compiler, once this topic is finished here, yes, once this topic also finished here, you can understand Java features. Okay, so tomorrow, first half an hour, I will explain about interpreter and compiler. Next about Java. Java depending on what? Is it interpreter based or compiler? First half an hour. So next 1 hour class, we'll go for features. That's it. Yeah, that's all for today. Yes, any doubts? Yes, guys, any doubts? Yes, if no doubts, let us wind up session for today. Just let us wind up. Right? Yeah. So thank you guys. Yes, same link tomorrow also same link. No different, no link, same link here. Yes, sir. Same link. You can join with same link, same time. Same time. Okay, same time, 5 o'clock. Right? Yeah. Thank you. Yes, see you tomorrow.